Well, I think the process will end up there. You know, everyone, it's not just America, but everyone has been ripped off by China now for decades and decades. And we did it for good reason. We wanted China to join the world economy and not become a hermit kingdom. That was after the Berlin Wall fell. So it's been going on, but Trump, for personality reasons perhaps, is the first person who is willing to take it on. I think in the end he'll win.
All right, so let me go to some of the numbers, and I want you to explain it to me because I'm sort of a freshman in economics, and you're well beyond PhD. You say that China will feel 75% of the pain of tariffs and the United States only 25%, that their pain will be 12 to 15 times greater at certain tranches of these tariffs than will the pain of the United States. How do you arrive at that calculation, as simply put as you can make it?
Sure. So Kevin Hassett, who's chairman of the CEA, was asked to rank order all of the goods based on pain to China versus pain to us. And as an example, suppose you had a good that could be made in China or made in Vietnam. Well, if you put a tariff on China, it's going to be made in Vietnam. It doesn't cost us anything. It's all felt by the Chinese. Now, as you go down the list, the ratio gets not as favorable, but it still's pretty good. So by my estimates, and what you do, the fancy word is you look at global elasticities of supply and demand. Just take my word for it. And
I got it. Yeah.
If you go down the list, right? If you go down the list, the first 50 billion was on the order of 14 or 15 to 1, pain on them, pain on us. I think the next 200 is a number more like 4 or 5 to 1. I think you get a lot closer when you get into the final tranche. But the pain being inflicted on China, the amount of the tariff being borne by the Chinese is much, much greater than the amount of tariff being borne by us.
So will that cause the Chinese to blink first? And I also note in my note that you don't think this whole kerfuffle will resolve until for months. Well,
one thing we have to keep in mind is the Chinese pain threshold is higher than the American pain threshold, and we have a lot more democratic commentary here than they have. And President Xi is one tough customer. So I think he's going to have to really, really feel a lot of pain before he's willing to compromise. The way it's structured, the pain over there is rising asymptotically, very, very sharply. And again, we don't know exactly, but I would bet by the third quarter of next year, everyone will want to have a bargain.